Welcome back, everyone, to episode 11 of the Digital Arcade Podcast. It is I, Brandon, aka the VolticAce, which is the protagonist of this podcast. But today I am not alone because I could proudly introduce our newest member of the Digital Arcade Podcast family, and that's Mr. Synthetic Relapse.
Yo.
Yo. Is that how you want to be known? Is that how you want to be remembered?
Sure, why not?
your newest single, yo. But welcome
Yo, booty, yo, booty. There.
Wait, I heard booty. Is someone talking about booty? Synthetic, welcome in, man. Welcome in.
It's gonna take a minute for me to get used to being the new co-host stuff. So.
Oh, did I say co-host? I kind of meant stagehand, intern. But we'll talk about the details later. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, seriously, Synthetic, welcome in. I'm glad you're a member of the family now. And yeah, listeners, you could expect to hear more of Synthetic. He's going to be here full time. He is chained to his desk, and yeah.
I was wondering what that ankle bracelet was.
Don't worry about it. It's just company incentive. That's all.
we own a company? What? This is... Whoa!
Yeah, I know. But Synthetic, I want to talk about you for a sec, my dude. Because you're the new kid on the block. You're here. The new intern. We need people... I can't even say that with a straight face. I want the good listeners to know who you are, because you appeared on the first episode of Rated. Then you came back for episode 10 of the podcast, and now we're back for episode 11. This is your This is your first time on here full time.
I was also on episode the game show that you did.
Yeah, 10. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I was on the one before that. I was on episode 9.
You were on 9. Shoot.
Yeah, the one about Pal World.
That is right.
I know your own podcast better than you do.
Well, to be fair, I'm always drunk when filming these, but that's not here or there. So I want the good people to know more about you, Synthetic. So I want to get a little bit personal with you, if you don't mind,
God.
of course.
Oh God.
So let me ask you, Synthetic. First off, you're a streamer, right?
Yes.
And Synthetic Relapse on Twitch, right?
Yeah. You
Okay.
can say that.
Perfect. Link in the description down below, guys. Go give them a follow. Since it's just us today, a couple of bros broing out, bruh.
Bruh.
I want to talk about the ladies. Yeah. Talk about the ladies.
Them ladies of gaming.
I could tell you about some gaming, that's for sure. But Synthetic, let me ask you, do you have a type? Is it like, paint me a picture. What's like a good type for Synthetic?
Oh, honestly, somebody with a good sense of humor, good smile, make me laugh.
Okay. So those are some good traits. Some high quality woman right there. Now, is there anything like, I guess, physically that you're looking for? And you could be as descriptive or as vague as you want to be. Like your preference, I should say.
Well, the first thing I always notice is the eyes. Like I always get attracted.
Good answer.
To the eyes first.
Yeah, I like a good set of peepers as well.
Yeah, especially if they got like a really, really pretty set of blue eyes. Oh, yeah. Just lock right on there.
I can respect that. And currently, Synthetic, are you single?
I am single, yes.
So you mean to tell me all the blue-eyed girls out there should go follow Synthetic Relapse? Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, all them Viking women out there. Hit me up.
Viking women. Rhea Ripley is banging on the door. But
oh, Lord.
But I am glad to hear that, because I do have a point. I am leading up to a point. Because Mr. Synthetic Relapse, as the newest member of the Digital Arcade Podcast, I wanted to do something special for you. And that is, I am going to find you the ultimate girlfriend. Because today on the Digital Arcade Podcast, we are starting off with what I call, actually I didn't think of a name of it, Ace's Love Connection. I guarantee you, anyone from the age 20 and below would not get that reference
I was
whatsoever.
about to say that was The Price is Right.
Shoot, it was. Hey, you can't put a price on love, so it's right. So, Synthetic, here's how this is going to work out. I have my connects in gaming. I've contacted seven beautiful bachelorettes. No, not bachelorettes. Seven single gamer gals here, right? And I am going to go through them round by round, and we're going to find you your ultimate video game girlfriend. We're gonna find your connection, man. So,
okay.
So the thing is, here's the catch: you will not know what they look like. I'm going to spoon feed you information about them, and then each round you're going to have to eliminate one of the 7 contestants until we reach our final round where we find you love, good sir, because you are definitely deserving of it.
Oh, shucks. Oh, yeah, you got me blushing.
So, Synthetic, are you ready?
Oh, as ready as I'll ever be. Let me meet them. Let me meet them. Oh, sorry. That's that hound dog coming out.
And 2 of them just walked out the studio. 2 of them.
Hi, girls.
Okay, so here we go. So, round 1, I am going to read you a little intro about these girls, just so you can get a little taste of who or what they are. And if you recognize them, don't say it. Don't spoil the surprise. Just keep guessing. But at the end of round 1, you're going to have to eliminate one person. So I'm going to go through all 7 contestants. Let's do this. All right, Mr. Synthetic Relapse. I'm totally holding my 70s microphone up to my face, and I'm wearing a suit like I'm Barb Barker. All right.
Can I just spin the wheel?
The wheel of misery if you fail this challenge. Okay, so contestant number 1 is a woman of few words and a highly trained, fearsome warrior. She doesn't allow her numerous accomplishments to go to her head. She is well-traveled and has visited numerous places. She can be a bit of a loner, but she's willing to give love a shot. What do you think about that, Synthetic? Any initial thoughts?
Interesting.
Yeah, I got a well-traveled girl. She's been a few places. All right. So introducing contestant number 2 is a resourceful and dedicated officer of the law with a strong sense of justice. Outside of her duty as an officer, she has an elegant, sweet, and feminine personality. Ooh, yeah.
Feminine.
Yeah, there you go. You can't beat that. Nothing wrong with a feminine girl, right? And then on the opposite spectrum, for contestant number 3, she is a thrill seeker who doesn't take most things seriously. She prefers to approach issues casually and with a sense of humor. She's all about having fun, and she also loves to dance. So, sounds like a good time.
Sounds like she likes that nightlife.
Perhaps, maybe. Who knows? I know, but I can't tell you. But let's look at something a little bit more further east, because contestant number 4 is from Korea and is a former professional gamer. She is incredibly loyal to her country and actively works with the military to defend it. While this gamer-turned-actress can be competitive at times, she is also known to be very determined and confident in her own abilities. So look at that. You guys are gamers.
Gamers. Yeah.
And she's from Korea, so, she's Korean, and the majority of them look like supermodels. So, yeah, there you go. All right, just a few more. So, contestant number 5 also comes from a military family. She has excelled in all fields of her training and quickly climbed high up in ranks. That's not bad. On the job, she can have a no-nonsense attitude, but when off duty, she has been shown to have a good sense of humor and a surprisingly deep personality. Yeah, so
I love that good personality.
Yeah, she seems like she's all work and a lot of play. So, yeah, there you go.
Good balance.
Yeah, exactly. Contestant number 6 is a very complex woman. She is a cocky tomboy who's not afraid to let you know what she thinks about you. Despite being a bloodthirsty killer, this seductive warrior does not approve of senseless killing. Okay, so,
I don't know.
Well,
having to hide bodies.
But seductive warrior, seductive goes a long way, and it shows she has morals because she's not into senseless killing. So maybe she just does stuff that's needed of her. We have a few military trained women, so maybe she's from the military. Who knows?
Who knows?
I know, but
you know. Of course, you know. I would hope you know.
It's the all-seeing eye. And lastly, our final contestant number 7, is a barbaric and ambitious warlord. Despite her title, she is very calm. She's a very calm individual who has never been seen raising her voice. She has a protective nature, especially in regards to her brother. Okay, so a family gal. Family's important to her.
Yeah, family is important. Yeah.
So you heard all the contestants. I gotta ask you, so far, is there anyone that stands out to you that has piqued your interest?
Probably, what was she? Contestant number 4, the Korean...
The Korean one? Okay.
The Korean policewoman? I think I was number 3.
I think you're mixing up 2 of them. But 4 was... she works with the Korean military, but she's a former professional gamer, so... that's something.
That one.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. But here's the thing, Synthetic. All good things must come to an end. We have 7 lovely ladies here, and you have to drop one of them right now. So tell me, Synthetic, who are you dropping?
I would probably have to go for contestant number 7.
7? Really? That's a huge upset, because she has a large following. And Synthetic, contestant number 7 would have been Melania from Elden Ring.
Oh, well, that's actually not a bad thing because, she's literally the goddess of rot and she's rotting from the inside out.
I have a good joke for that. But we're going to say goodbye to Melania and move right on.
Goodbye, Melania. Please don't stab me.
I got to hand it to her.
Oh, God.
Anyway, moving right along. So round two. So far, I
don't think she would have let me solo her.
I get the reference. So, round 2. All right. So we met these girls, and they all seem pretty good. But no one is perfect. Everyone has their flaws. So for round 2, I am going to read the remaining 6 girls' flaws. Just a little character flaw in them. And in this round, you're going to have to eliminate 2 contestants out of the remaining 6. Contestant number 1, and these are their flaws. She has a lot of personal trauma. As a bounty hunter, she has witnessed a lot of loss during her time. So, she got personal trauma. She has that anime background, apparently. Contestant number 2, who was the police officer. Her flaw is she takes her position as an officer way too seriously. So, she's a loyal cop, a loyal officer of the law. So, that's better not jaywalk.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be a bad thing.
Maybe you have the right to remain silent. But for contestant number 3, she has a sadistic side and has been known to take pleasure in torturing her foes. That was our thrill seeker, so kind of lines up, I guess. How do you feel about that? So they say pain and torture. Was it pain and pleasure? Is 2 sides?
Pain and pleasure. Yeah.
So, yikes.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know about that one.
So number 4 was the girl from Korea, the gamer girl from Korea. Yeah. She has PTSD. Because of this, she doesn't take time off from her position in the military. So all these girls come with a little bit of baggage. So
career girl.
Yeah, and PTSD. So she might stay up at night screaming. Who knows? That's rough.
Well, she plays that Overwatch.
So, contestant number 5. This was not the contestant with a military background. She can be very close-minded at times and resilient to change. Typical Taurus, am I right?
I can't lie. I'm the same way sometimes. So.
Yeah. It's yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get into a groove, and sometimes you just have trouble getting out of it and whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So, and lastly, contestant number 6, who was our seductive
serial killer.
Sir, you cannot prove that. As for her, she is not a morning person and hates sunlight. So she's all about the night. She's not an early morning person. So with that, yeah. So you just take her out at night. Maybe she got a night shift job. Who knows? But with that being said, Mr. Synthetic Relapse, you have to eliminate 2 girls right now. Who are you looking to get rid of?
What? I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to get rid of Miss. Can't get away from her military career, because if you can't spend time together, there's really not gonna be a relationship.
So that would be contestant 4, our gamer girl from Korea.
Yeah.
Mrs. Synthetic, you would be saying goodbye to Miss Hannah Song, aka Diva from Overwatch. So yeah, rest in peace.
I hate to say it, I don't see that as a bad thing. I have gripes about Overwatch anyway, so.
Yeah, I get it. So yeah, we'll just cross her out. Thank you for your time. But this round, you do have to get rid of 2 contestants, so you have to get rid of 1 more. So you have contestant 1, who has a lot of personal trauma. She's lost. Trauma. Right? Yeah. Contestant 2, who's an officer, and she takes her job way too seriously.
Yeah.
Contestant number 3, who has a sadistic side and tortures her foes, and I think she takes pleasure in it. Then you have contestant 5, who she can be very close-minded and resilient to change. And hey, typical Earth sign. Yeah, I get it. And then you have contestant number 6, who is not a morning person. She says she hates the sun.
Let's see, was it 3 that was the torture?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, she can go.
So our thrill seeker, who loves to torture foes, has been eliminated, and you will be saying goodbye to Bayonetta. That's a heavy blow there, sir.
That is kind of a sad one, because
yeah, but she literally uses torture devices to kill angels. So yeah, goodbye. All right. Yeah. So moving right along, we're going to round 3, and I'm just gonna give you a small description and a little bit of a fun fact about our remaining contestants. We have 4 girls remaining, and you're going to get rid of 1 of them by the end of this round. So let's move right along. So contestant number 1 is a blonde who has been trained by an advanced alien race and has become an expert in hand-to-hand combat. So what I'm hearing is she could protect you. And, you can't go wrong with a blonde, right? Little birdie told.
Honestly, you can never go wrong with any kind of hair color.
So contestant number 2 is a brunette who's all about fitness. Her daily workout regimen consists of an impressive 7,000 squat repetitions, and she bench presses 330 pounds. That is way more than me. So she's a fitness girly. And a brunette, so I'm guessing
Them abs have to be killer.
Yeah, and 7,000 squats. I think I'm good after 10. I don't know. I don't do squats. Moving right along to contestant number 5. She is a spicy Latina with long brown hair and a fiery personality to boot. Though she has a hard exterior, she is actually pretty soft on the inside. Typical Latina, I guess. Which ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
That sounds pretty good to me. Sign me up. Okay, and then moving on to contestant number 6, and our last contestant. Contestant number 6 is a slender, red-headed temptress with an athletic physique and is surprisingly 6 feet tall. She also loves to dress in all black.
Oh, Dami Mommy.
Hey, it might be Rhea Ripley. She don't like the sun and she in all black. So, hey, that might be Rhea Ripley.
We've already had this discussion. I'm all about Liv Morgan.
I don't know if I could take that in good faith,
Except for her new arc that's going on right now, but that's beside the point.
I just want to pause this and I'll edit this out. I really prefer if you not talk about Liv. She's like literally right behind me here, and it's kind of awkward, man. Go back to sleep, babe. It's okay. So
we all know she was killed by Chucky, so.
Wow. Spoiler. Okay, so there you go. So, Synthetic. Those are the fun facts about our 4 remaining ladies, and you have to get rid of one of them. So you have contestant number 1, who has been trained by aliens and great at hand-to-hand combat. Contestant number 2, the brunette with the crazy workout regimen and who could definitely outbench me, which is like, geez, I ain't perfect with these. You got contestant number 5, the spicy Latina with a fiery personality and soft interior. And then you have contestant number 6, as you said, our Dami Mommy. And she's the only redhead left.
God, this is tough.
But you have to make a choice.
I know. What were the numbers again?
Okay, so you have...
I know it's 1, 2...
1, 2, 5, and 6.
5 and 6. I think we're going to have to get rid of number 5.
Really? The spicy Latina? You sure? With the military background? She has a warm heart?
Because, Latinas, they got good aim and...
she's military trained.
They can get that stuff at your head and save me some brain damage right there.
I'm gonna ask you again. Are you sure you want to get rid of number 5? Are you sure you don't want to keep number 5 to the very end and pick number 5?
All right, let's get rid of Dami Mommy then, because I'm pretty sure I know who it is.
What are you talking about?
Oh, wait.
What?
Let's get rid of number 5. I know who it is.
Damn it! You're a bastard. You're a scumbag.
You tried to pull a fast one on me, sir, but no. She's gone. Ashley is gone.
Damn it, I gave it away.
Yes.
Number 5 is Ashley from Mass Effect. And Miss Ashley Williams from Mass Effect, and I just want to say to the good listeners, I am tired of hearing this Ashley slander. She is not as bad as people make her out to be. People like Synthetic, these low value people, just
Ashley
bashing her.
Does not get as much slander as Caden does, though, because everybody will agree Caden sucks.
Oh, I just want to hear it from you once. That Ashley is better than Miranda. That's all I need to hear, and then I could rest happy. That's all. But moving right along. So Ashley is out. We have 3 remaining women for Synthetic, and one of them has to be a perfect match because I say so. So yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I know who 2 of them are. So I think I know who all 3 of them are. So.
I hope you don't. I really hope you don't.
I think I do.
All right. So for this final round, and you're gonna have to eliminate 2 and pick the winner. Final round. So I'm gonna say these ladies' biggest feats. So here we go. Contestant number 1 has literally saved the galaxy. So yeah, you should say thank you regardless of how you feel about them. Thank you, ma'am. Contestant number 2, she has helped take down a very powerful criminal organization that threatened the world. So there we go. We have some high level combatants here. One saving the galaxy, one saving the world. Apples, oranges. And then lastly,
has number 6 literally killed Nazis?
I literally wrote down number 6. She's killed a lot of Nazis. That is literally it. So, Synthetic, I have to ask you, out of these 3, you have to eliminate 2. Who's the first one you got to put on the chopping block? Who is going home sad?
Well, because I know she can only come out at night, I'm gonna have to say number 6, Blood Rain.
Actually, it's Rain's brother from the no, it's Rain. Yep, number 6 was Rain. I was looking up feats, and then I was like, I have not played Blood Rain in years. I couldn't remember, and then all I kept seeing, she was killing Nazis, and I was like, all right, good to go. So Blood Rain is out. So lastly, it comes down to contestant 1 or 2. And real quick recap, contestant number 1 is a fearsome warrior who has been trained by aliens. She's great at hand-to-hand combat. She's a bit of a loner, and she has a lot of personal trauma. And then you have contestant 2, who is an officer of the law, highly regarded. She takes her job as an officer way too serious at times, but she has a crazy workout routine, so you know her body is slamming. So, Synthetic, who are you choosing to be your video game girlfriend? The ultimate girlfriend for you. Digital Arcade Podcast approved.
Number 2.
Contestant number 2, Synthetic. I gotta ask you. You said you believed you knew who it was. Before we lift the veil and show you, who do you believe contestant number 2 is?
Tifa.
You know, Synthetic.
And number 1 was Samus.
Number 1 was Samus, which you dodged. And your girlfriend, officially, I want to say you were absolutely incorrect. It wasn't Tifa. Tifa,
really?
Yeah, Tifa. She had things she was doing. I couldn't book her. She's too expensive. But contestant number 2 is actually Chung Lee from the Street Fighter series. So there you go, Mr. Synthetic Relapse. Editor, put in some congratulation claps, in the studio audience.
Aren't you the editor?
No, don't worry about it. But there you go. I hope the two of you live a long and happy life, and keep fighting on these streets, man.
I bet you didn't put Tifa in there because you want Tifa all to yourself.
First off, I'm a man of high quality. I live a luxurious life, and I would easily choose Jessie over Tifa. Thank you very much. I'm just saying. No disrespect to Tifa, but Tifa is apple juice, where Jessie, she's fine lemonade. So yeah, I'm not a wine drinker, so I like lemonade. I gotta go with lemonade. But moving on. I hope the two of you guys are happy. That is, she completes you.
I just got to keep her away from Zangief.
But speaking of fighting and street fighting, I want to ask you, fighting games, it can be violence. You're grabbing someone, beating them up, punching them, throwing fireballs and all that. Have you
literally ripping their heart out?
Yeah, literally. Have you ever been angry at a video game? Have you ever been frustrated when playing a video game?
I mean, who hasn't?
Me. Perfect in every way. But let me ask you, have you ever been so upset at another player that you just wish you could stretch your hand through the microphone and just gently hug them? YouTube friendly.
YouTube friendly?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, back in the days of Halo, back in the old days of the old Xbox, online gaming first started.
Yeah, I think we all have been there. But the difference is that when it comes to dealing with aggravating people online, it just ends once the game is done. But that cannot be said about this first story. So buckle up if you haven't heard this one. This one just caught me off guard, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So there's a MMO called Arcade, which I never heard of before. And apparently,
I've never heard of it either.
I guess a lot of people haven't, because it's shutting down as of June 27th in North America and Europe. So, yeah, it didn't do too well, apparently. But in any case, they had a man in New Jersey who was playing with someone in this MMO. And they had a confrontation, and the guy from Jersey became upset. Somehow he tracked down this player's location, flew nearly 1,000 miles from New Jersey to Florida, and then he found the person's home and proceeded to beat him with a hammer. Did you hear about this?
I've not heard about this. This actually sounds like something out of a movie.
It sounds like some GTA level activity, but first of all, over an MMO of all games. But in any case, yeah, he flew nearly 1,000 miles. He went from New Jersey to Florida, beat this man with a hammer. Now, luckily, the person who was getting beat with the hammer, their father was there. So the father jumped in and they both tackled the guy down to the ground until authorities arrived. So no one lost their life. So that's definitely a plus. YouTube, don't take us down. We're just telling a story. So that's definitely a plus. So no one died. And the person with the hammer was charged with second-degree murder and armed burglary. Burglary. That's what I said. I'll edit it out so it never sounded messed up. Exactly. Fix it in post. This is all cut. Yeah, that's the story. So, a few things to take away from that story. What could have transpired for you to get that mad to spend money on a plane ticket, which isn't cheap, to beat this man with a hammer? And then
maybe one too many your mama jokes
over a MMO, like of all like the type of games. In my experience as an MMO player, MMOs are usually one of the most friendly communities. It's not like a fighting game where someone beats you and they teabag you, or a shooting game where they do the same thing. But
I don't know, because like the old days of World of Warcraft, like especially the higher up, like the hierarchy, I guess you could say, like the people that have been playing it since day one, they can get pretty nasty.
Hashtag for the Horde, Horde brothers rise up.
But then again, nothing is ever going to be as toxic as like the League of Legends community. So not even Call of Duty is that bad anymore.
I still say wholeheartedly, as a League player, yes, it's toxic. I still think DBD is so much more toxic over that. But
DBD?
Yeah, Dead by
Really?
Daylight. Yeah.
Really? You're saying the Dead by Daylight community is more toxic?
Yes. Because all right.
Just because you're playing a killer that's literally killing people doesn't make you toxic.
No, because I look at it like this. Only because like I love League and I love DVD. I play both. But the difference is, like, yeah, you got these toxic people on both sides. But DVD is like one of the only games where I see the player base. They're like, you know what? We're going to attack the devs now. And it's like, what? Because like back in the day, they had like strikes against the devs where they said, okay, let's no one buy anything in the store for this entire week to hurt their pockets. And my whole concept is just like, stop playing the game. If you're that upset, who is forcing you to play this damn game? So the point that they go for the devs, and they just look at any turn to just bash the devs. I don't get it. Like, no one.
So that probably took place before I started playing DVD.
Gotcha. Yeah, you'll always hear negative stuff about the devs. But getting back to the story, it's like
not as bad as Blizzard right now. So.
Oh yeah, they turned on Blizzard so bad.
Blizzard turned on them too. So.
It's both sides. Like I keep telling people, these gaming companies are companies. They're businesses. They are not your best friend. They're doing what's best for them to make a profit, to make money. And I can't hate them for that. But also, people have to realize, just because it's not specifically what you wanted doesn't mean it's bad. Yes, you may not like it, but at the end of the day, you don't have to play these games. No one's forcing you. You have tons of options. Play something else. Well, I hate Blizzard is doing this. Stop playing their game then. Stop paying for it. Live your life. Just walk away.
Or just learn to take the artist out of the art. Just because, okay, I'm going to use an example of a movie actor. Like, if you hate a movie actor because of their politics or blah, 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 but you love the fact that they're part of this big franchise and you want to finish the franchise because you're so invested, just learn to forget about that. Unplug from reality for a little bit.
You know, I actually have a little bit of mixed feelings on it. It depends on the crime. That's all I gotta say. I don't want to get us desensitized. You know, YouTube's sensitive, but
Yes.
it depends on what it is, I guess. Because like, yeah, you could separate the two, but like, you know what? What's his name? Michael Richards from Seinfeld. Like, I love
Oh,
Seinfeld,
that, yeah.
but yeah, we all know
That's
his freak
completely
out.
different.
It's just like,
Yeah.
I.
No, what I was more referring to is like Mark Ruffalo and his craziness on Twitter, or
Oh,
like,
I know nothing
or
about that.
even Mark Hamill from
Superman?
Luke Skywalker.
Oh no. Wow, I said Superman. No, yeah, Luke Skywalker. I don't know what's going on with him at all. I'm very unplugged. I'm very unplugged.
Oh,
But,
they like to go on Twitter rants. That's all I'm saying. But
gotcha.
it's like one of those things where it's just like you pull, but that's going beyond the point that I'm trying to make. Where like just because they get on here and they say one thing, and you're like, oh, but I really want to finish watching Star Wars, but he's in it. You just unplug. You're just like, all right, I'm just gonna go enjoy the fact that this movie is the movie I want to see, and yes, it has so and so in it, but who cares? I'm going to have fun. You can do that with game companies too.
So what you're saying is people should be more like an adult and stop idolizing others to the point where it's like, I am so I'm so upset that such and such said this on Twitter. I'm not gonna watch the franchise. Like that's what you're
exactly.
saying. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what upsets me the most? Getting back to the story, and I don't know. Maybe I am an Arkham
The
villain.
fact that I didn't choose Ashley as my
I said this is perfect. I said I'm gonna get him back. I'm gonna make him be a hypocrite. Make him eat his words. Make him see that Ashley is like, oh, well, I'll get my part 2. I'll get my comeback. Just you wait. Just you wait.
How do you know me and Chun-Li aren't going to be happy?
But okay, so with this story, the guy with the hammer, I don't know if I'm just a villain in the making. Why a hammer? If you wanted to get the job done, there are so many other ways you could have done it. Like, was that the first thing he grabbed? And yeah,
maybe it's the I don't know, because like it all depends. Like, leak the chats. No, I'm just kidding. Don't leak the chats, because
my gosh,
yeah,
canceled.
But yeah, probably canceled the man. Well, I'm pretty sure he's canceled as it is, but I mean, no game is that serious where you potentially take somebody's life over it.
Yeah, it's not that serious. Just be a normal gamer and throw your controller like everybody else.
Yeah. I've been doing that several times lately. So.
Yikes! Playing the old Elden Ring, huh?
Yeah.
Speaking of Elden Ring, I believe you have something to say about it, sir.
Yeah. So this is in celebration of the fact that the Elden Ring DLC is out. But guess what? Gamers are saying it's too hard.
What? Elden Ring hard? Sounds like a skill issue.
Yes, a FromSoft production is too hard.
That's what she said.
Well, giggity. But yeah, so a lot of people have been sitting there complaining, review bombing too, which I just recently checked it. The score on Steam has started to go back up to where it's mostly positive now, which some of the complaints are valid, because they're like, oh, performance issues, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's other people saying like, oh, the bosses are too aggressive. They're doing this. Oh, I'm a level 700. The cap is level 713. And I went into this DLC thinking I can finish it in like 5 minutes, and everything can one-shot me. Whenever they were developing this DLC, a creator from FromSoft literally said the difficulty will scale with the character that you go into the DLC with. Yeah, so if you go into the DLC with a maxed out level character, like I'm talking like all your stats are up to 99, guess what? All the enemies, even like the common enemies, not just the bosses, will have all their stats up to 99. Now, granted, there was just an update that I don't know whether or not they took that away, did whatever. I have no idea what that update was about. Supposedly, like, the people that were claiming, like, oh, it's too hard, then they started talking about, oh, well, do a patch and we'll do basically like we did with Radon, and we'll, nerf, make it a little easier. And then now people are complaining, oh no, don't make it easier. It's like you just can't satisfy them. Like,
And that's exactly what she said. But I said it before. I am a gamer, so I don't want to hear no gamer hate. But I always say gamers are very fickle people, because it was, to my understanding, with Firm Software games, people generally play them because they want a challenge, because they were tired of games holding their hand. They like that sense of accomplishment when they defeat a hard foe. So it's like, why are you complaining? Once again, we just said it. No one is forcing you to play the game. Like, you don't have to play it. If it's too hard, just walk away. There are literally thousands of games out there.
Yeah. Well, also, like, some of the people that I've seen complaining that the game is too hard are also like some of these challenge runners. Like, they'll always go in, oh, I'm not going to use any summons, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. And then whenever they're sitting there getting one shot by a common enemy, they're like, the game's crap, I'm not doing this. And then they quit. And then they see somebody who's actually making progress using a summon, and they're sitting there like, oh, you're not really playing the game the way it's supposed to be. And I actually just found the creator's name, Miyazaki. Yeah. Miyazaki has literally said he can't play the game because he made it a little too hard without doing summons.
Okay, so I've played Elden Ring, and I know you've played it as well. Summoning is part of the game mechanics. It's there. It's there to be used. But I feel just like with most games, us as gamers, we always set our own parameters. And even though we don't play with summons, like some people may not play with summons, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with it. Like, hell, like if I play Pokemon, I don't use legendaries, because I want a challenge, but it doesn't mean you can't play with it. There's nothing wrong with it. So I feel like people are just pushing their own, I guess, beliefs on others, their gaming beliefs. Like, that's unfair. You know what I mean?
I use this term loosely, and for the people at home, I'm using quotation marks here. They're gatekeeping. They're trying to be like, no, this is the way the game's meant to be played. No, the game is meant to be played however you want to play it. If you want to play the game with no summons and do a challenge run, that's fine. If you want to play it on a dance mat, if you want to do it playing a piano, if you want to play it using the blink of an eye, I mean, play it any way you want, folks. Don't sit there. And especially if you're a streamer, like, people like to come in, criticize you, be like, oh, you're supposed to dodge to the left, not the right, type stuff. Play the game the way you want it.
Amen.
Don't let people sit there and be like, okay, no, you got to be doing this.
You've beaten the game. I haven't.
I have not beat the DLC yet. So with the DLC, they added 40 new bosses, which I think 6 of them are story-based bosses, and I think I've defeated 4 of the 6 story bosses.
Now, I want to ask you, because you've played other Soul-like games. When it comes to Elden Ring, compared to the Dark Souls series and Bloodborne and stuff, do you find Elden Ring is on the easier side or on the harder side?
So, I find Elden Ring to be on the easier side, because games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Lies of P, etc., usually to make progress, you have to defeat this one challenge in the form of bosses. Now, some of them are a little ridiculously hard. So the reason I say Elden Ring is a little easier is because you can always come back and fight that boss once you level up a little more. Like they've made multiple ways for you to get around the map and not have to just be like, okay, it's just a straight line, go this way. So they made it open world so you can like, okay, so like back in the early days, whenever it first launched, everybody was complaining about Margit the Foul Omen.
Yeah, that would be
He,
me.
yeah,
That's
he was
that
a
dude.
pain. He was a pain. Yeah. So everybody was like, "Oh no, I have to defeat him or else I can't make progress." That is not true. There is a path around the corner. You can literally go around him and come back.
Wait, stop, rewind, because I didn't know that. I kept summoning the little jellyfish and then having him kind of tank him while I just hide in the corner drinking my pots.
Well, for one, you should never summon the jellyfish for our Margit.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Gatekeeper. I wanted to play the jellyfish route. Jellyfish or nothing. Jellyfish life.
I don't know. There, like I personally have never used the jellyfish summon, so I do not know how good the jellyfish
You
was.
know what? Those are very bold statements. I think you should you should you should put those foolish ambitions of yours to rest, good sir.
Oh
Respectfully.
God, foul tarnished.
But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Now, but you beat the base game, correct?
Yes, twice.
Okay. I've only got up to Stormvale Castle. Yeah.
Really? You haven't
Yeah.
even beat Godfrey or
No.
God. Oh God.
No, I've seen him. I've seen him like from streamers, but I never fought him. I That Stormvale Castle is just annoying. I just remember being on like the side of the castle, and or am I getting? I'm getting Dark Souls 3 mixed up. I just remember like an eagle with swords, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yes, that's an Elden Ring.
Okay, yeah, but hey, you know what? Before anyone says skill issue, I beat Dark Souls 3 and I beat Cuphead, so I feel like I could hold my head up high.
You didn't finish Liza P either.
No, real talk. I don't like the combat. I I don't, and it's
It's
just
literally Bloodborne.
I have Bloodborne still in this plastic. I haven't played it, but I plan on doing it. The only thing I don't like about Liza P, just personal, is when you get there, the boss's health to a certain amount, you have to use the charge attack to finish them. And there are so much times where it's like I was using a strength build or whatever the equivalent is called, and Liza Piano is different.
It's strength build.
Okay, so it was like slow, heavy weapons. So just sitting there charging up to do that attack, I would die in the meantime. And it's like I had it killed, I had it, but then it just decided to spaz out and just flip flop around, and it's just like I'm not having fun anymore. And so what I did, I didn't fly to the creator's house with a hammer. I just said, I'm gonna stop playing this. I got tons of other games I could play. I could get yelled at League of Legends, and so I did. Like a responsible adult.
Okay, now here's another one. Are you going to play Wukong Black Myth?
The heck? Why is this seat so hot? Is this the hot seat? The hell? Yeah, I do want to play it. Okay, so honestly, I haven't looked up a lot on it. I've just seen maybe the first two trailers, I guess, and it looks good. I don't know much about it, but it's caught my interest, and just the world setting alone and the mythology of ancient Chinese mythology always draws me in. So I'm down to try it.
Yeah, it's basically Journey to the West with the Monkey King and
Yes,
Dark Souls
sir.
form.
And it looks good, so I'm down for it because I don't mind a challenge. If I'm playing something like a tough game like that on my own, I might just drop it and jump to something else because I'm always flip flopping to other games. But if it's something I'm doing on stream, I'm usually more committed because, like, you know what, I started it, I'm gonna finish it. no matter how hard it is. So
Now
yeah.
back in the day, did you ever play any of the Ninja Gaiden games?
Oh
You know
yes.
the.
I'm trying to remember. I had Ninja Gaiden. I think it was for Sega or Nintendo or the NES. I want to say it was Sega. Jeez, we're showing our age. But yeah,
It was on NES.
I
Shinobi was Sega.
okay. So it was Shinobi I played then, I guess. But I just remember, well, back then, that generation of games was difficult. And like I said, I beat Dark Souls 3, and I said it so much times on stream. I don't feel like it's as hard as people make it out to be. Don't get me wrong, some bosses are tough, but on the average, I'll beat a boss within the first 5 attempts. Except for the Nameless King. I'm still working on that. But
I actually had to use summons for the Nameless King. Everybody else, well, actually, no. There was 2 bosses I had to actually use summons for, I believe.
I know that I can't remember the name of the boss, and people in the comments let me know. But the guy who has a fire sword and like a magic sword, the dual wielding boss in Dark Souls 3. That one I use a summon for.
Plaintiff Sullivan.
I'll go with that. Yes, that dude. I summoned immediately. I was like, no, forget this. I went in there once and I said, nope, brought a summon.
There is actually a quest line where you can actually get NPCs to fight with you.
Huh.
Fighting him, but you have to go the specific quest line to do it.
That's interesting. And one thing I like about the Soul games, Dark Souls 3 in particular, is that there's so much small side quests, but they don't tell you anything. So it gives you a reason to play and figure out, and it's just that sense of wonder when you're like, oh snap, this guy joined me, or like just now how you're telling me this and I'm figuring that out for the first time. It's like, oh crap, someone could come help you. Out of all the bosses in the game, excluding the Nameless King, who I still can't beat. I got to his last phase though, at least, so give me that. I think the hardest boss for me was the Abyss Watchers, because that was just a jumping. They just jumped me, and then yeah.
That's because they're based off of another Dark Souls 1 character or boss.
Huh? Which I gotta go back and beat.
Artorias, sorry.
Artorias.
Yes.
I'm gonna beat that one day on stream, I swear. But you mentioned older games, so let me ask you, what's an older game in your childhood growing up that you thought was super difficult, that would put Elden Ring to shame, since we're talking about difficult games?
That's easy. That was Ninja Gaiden. So I did have Ninja Gaiden for the old Nintendo system, and then I did progressing. I did get them for the Xbox and Xbox 360. I basically beat Ninja Gaiden 2, which was the hardest game at the time. This is pre-Dark Souls. And it was kind of ridiculous. Like, I never beat the final boss, but I did get to the final boss.
When you get that scythe?
Oh god, that was so much fun. But the final boss for Ninja Gaiden 2 on 360 is ridiculous, because it's a grand demon and you can only use your bow and arrow, and you have to fully charge it or else it does no damage. And then you've got these ghost skulls flying at you that you got to try to avoid while you're charging your bow. It's kind of ridiculous.
What you're saying, I hear you, and I'm going to raise you one, because that sounds like light work. One of the hardest games for me as a child, and even as an adult, it was one of those situations where it's like, this game was killing me as a kid. I'm an adult. I could beat it. I went back and I still got stomped. 100%. And let us know in the comments what game was hard for you growing up. It's The Lion King for the Sega Genesis. That game haunts me to this day.
Lion King and Aladdin.
See, at least Aladdin had the music. That was enjoyable. But yeah, those Disney games, man, it just wasn't fair.
Yeah, and then the guy that created those is the one that created the Resident Evil series.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. The more you know.
Ba, ba, ba.
Once again, anyone under 20 isn't going to get that reference whatsoever.
If you've watched Family Guy, you should get that reference.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. That's right. Family Guy helping us not feel so old.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then, of course, you had like Ghosts and Goblins for the Nintendo, or the Nintendo. You had Battletoads. God, all these games back in the day were ridiculously hard because, back then we didn't have saves.
Oh no,
We couldn't
definitely
just
not.
reset and retry. Like if you're progressing and you're like near the end of the game and you just keep dying, you can't just keep saving and reloading. No, you have to start all over again. Or Game Genie.
Oh, that really takes me back. Game Genie, yeah. The thing is, when I think about it, I really didn't use my Game Genie like that. I remember using it for the Sonic games, so I could get Knuckles into Sonic 2 and stuff, but I really didn't use Game Genie like that. But yeah, it was... Yeah, games back then was harder. It's funny how things come full circle, because in that era, the Genesis to early 2000s with the first Xbox, games were tough. And then out of nowhere, games became soft, where everything was tutorials and they held your hand. And now I think we're getting back into that age where games are becoming a little bit more difficult, at least with the From Software games and, the Soul-like games.
Yeah, I want to say it started with like the subgenre roguelike.
Oh yeah,
where,
100%.
Where it was kind of like the old premises of like the old Nintendo games where you die, you have to restart, like Hades.
Yeah.
Hades is a good example. Roguelike, you die in the game, you start all over, you keep going. So yeah, I think a lot of like the Souls like started there, except gave it steroids or whatever you want to say.
So essentially what you're saying is, hold on, I got something.
He's trying to come up with a joke, ladies and gentlemen.
So essentially what you're saying is, toughen up, Buttercup, lock in, right?
Well, I guess there's the old saying of get good, but yeah, we can say that.
Yeah, literally get good.
All I'm going to say is play the game because you like a challenge. Don't play it just because, it's the thing to play right now. Like, do it because you enjoy it. Like, I'm playing Elden Ring. Yes, I'm struggling through the DLC. I've only tossed my controller maybe once or twice, and it was never at a boss. Like, it was just a normal enemy. But Elden Ring is still like one of my top 5 favorite games right now.
I would have believed you, but you instantly turned down Melania. So I question your commitment to the rings, good sir.
Well, Melania is a whole different story. Like, she is still classified one of the hardest bosses in FromSoft history. So,
but I do want to ask you really quick, between when it comes to difficult bosses, Melania, Nameless King, who's the hardest of the two foes?
I'm gonna say Melania.
Okay, I gotta step my game up.
So the only reason I'm saying Melania, and this isn't really spoiling it for you because I know you haven't fought her yet, but she has this attack that if she lands it, she heals.
No. Bosses that heal, no.
And I haven't fought her lately because both my playthroughs I've fought her. Like, I don't know if they've changed anything, but like she has this move called the water flow dance. Like, if she hits you, it could be an instant one shot too. Like, but she also heals herself from it. And there's a whole backstory with lore, which I'm not going to get into, about why this happens. So, but yeah, she heals whenever she hits you doing this one specific attack.
Real talk, Synthetic. I think you're a man of your word, but in all honesty, I think you're over exaggerating. Just let me solo her. So guys.
Yes. Shout out to the legend of Elden Ring of Let Me Solo Her, which now there is a new legend called Let Me Tank Him.
Huh. I just love how that's become a thing in the community. Me, who's only got up to Stormvale Castle, has heard about this, and I love it. I love it. But Synthetic, is there any final things you want to say regarding this Elden Ring debate, this debacle?
Don't review bomb the game just because it's too hard.
Yeah, seriously, don't do that. Guys, that you review bombing a game that you actually enjoy is the equivalent of wishing a plane to crash while you're on the plane. Don't that is just it doesn't end well for anyone. And like we said before, if it's too hard, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to admit that it's difficult, that you don't have to beat it. Just go do something else.
And definitely don't quit the game and then critique people that are making progress in the game. Do not do that. That just shows that you're a not very good person. I'm trying to keep it PG there.
There's something I want to say, but so I gotta keep it PG.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't be a jerk. Don't be a dick. Don't be a jerk, guys.
Just let people play the game and enjoy it.
Yeah, if you want to be toxic, go to Dead by Daylight like everybody else. But
or League of Legends, whichever.
The League slander again. It's not as bad. It's not as bad anymore. Maybe I'm the one who's toxic. But
maybe.
But Synthetic, once again, I want to welcome you to the Digital Arcade Podcast family. So thank you for being here, man. And I'll see.
Well, thanks for giving me the job, I guess. I don't know. Can you take the monitoring bracelet off my ankle now?
Don't just ignore it. Just it's a fashion accessory. Just flow like water, and it's not even there. Just relax. Yeah.
So you're telling me to pour water on it. I got you.
No. Just have those reports on my desk by Monday. Yeah. So once again, guys. Yeah. Well, it's in your contract. Don't worry about it. So guys, once again.
Contract.
Yeah. So once again, guys. Seriously, welcome in our newest intern, Synthetic Relapse. I can't even say that with a straight face. Synthetic, tell the good people where they can find you, man.
You can find me at twitch.tv/melsplat. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Synthetic Relapse.
The cross promotion. But yeah, all of the descriptions are going to be there. Could you believe that Mel folk? Ugh, I'll never have her on the show again. I'm joking, of course. She's going to see this, so that...
I know. I love you, Mel.
No, she's a good sport. In any case, guys, that has been an episode, and you guys can find me at the VolticAce. Don't forget the THE at the start, and all of our links will be down in the description below. We'll catch you guys in the next one in episode 12. So until then, peace.
Later.